Hello students! Welcome to our session in Inquiries, Investigations, and Immersion. For today's session, you are going to learn about how to brainstorm for research topics that are doable and researchable. When you finish watching this video, you will be able to look for research topics that can be accepted by your research teachers already. So what are you waiting for? Come and watch this video for you to learn the steps and guidelines in choosing for our research topic. Lesson 1. In Inquiries, Investigation, and Immersion. Today, we are going to learn about brainstorming for research topics. When doing research, the very first step is to identify your research topic. This particular step seems easy, but for students, especially those with no prior experience in doing research works in their lower years of education, this is a very difficult task. Some students could not even proceed with the next steps of research because they are stuck in this area. Hence, continue watching this video for you to be guided on how to select and choose a doable research that is within your capability as newbie researcher. In this discussion, you will be able to discuss the step-by-step processes and guidelines in choosing a research topic. Recognize the research topics to be avoided. Identify the priority issues and ideas in your specific area of interest, and construct a relevant and doable research topic. Barrathers 2016 explained the guidelines in choosing a research topic. First is interest in the subject matter. Being interested in a research topic is usually important for the fulfillment of our research. When we are interested in a particular topic, our curiosity drives us to be motivated in continuing the task at hand. It is similar when we are particularly interested to a person. What do we usually do? We try to look for that person's hobbies, interests, talents, and in fact, with the social media today, we even go to the extent of adding that person's Facebook, messaging him or her, and looking at that person's profiles and everyday activities as shown in the person's newsfeed or My Days. Correct? Thus, if we really want to have a finished research at the end of the semester, we must be interested in the topic that we choose. Second is availability of resources. Another important factor to consider when choosing a research topic is to collect a lot of information on the topic that we are interested in. So, if we have to consider whether there are available resources from which we can find usable information to support our chosen topic, we must be sure as to whether we can find literatures about our topic of interest in various sources such as the internet, books, articles, journals, periodicals, and others. What happens if we found out that the topic we are interested has a scarce number of available resources? If we go back to our analogy earlier, we can relate it when we go to a social media platform, let us say Facebook. We search for the person we are attracted to, but then we find out that he or she has no Facebook account. So we go to other platforms like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Still, he or she has no social media account. Maybe because he or she decides to be a low-key and a very private person. What will you feel? Right? I hope you got the similarity. The third is timeliness and relevance of the topic. When choosing for a research topic, we must make sure that it is timely and relevant to the current situations in the world. We can know if a topic is relevant and timely if it serves as an instrument in improving the society. It answers or solves a particular current issue, which is why some of the reasons our research is conducted. During this school year, we are currently shifting from the face-to-face class interaction into distant learning modalities because of the pandemic brought about by the coronavirus. So what do you think are the particular topics that are considered relevant and timely today? Fourth is limitation of the subject. Although we have the free will to choose our topic of interest, as senior high school students, we have no freedom to do so. Why? Because this is a limitation of our subject, inquiries, investigation, and immersion. If we belong to the accountancy, business, and management strand, we must choose topics that are related to the scope of ABM. If we are in the sports track, our topics must also be related to sports and fitness. Fifth, our personal resources. As students, we must assess our ability and capability to pursue our chosen research topic before deciding as our finalized topic. We must evaluate ourselves if we have the ability to continue our research based in our financial capability, health condition, mental capacity, needed facilities in doing the research, and of course, the time allotment to conduct the research. It is important that we consider all these aspects to ensure that we can truly accomplish the said research before the graduation date. Otherwise, we will end up wasting our time, and in worst case scenario, we will not be able to finish this semester on time. Barreseras 2016 also identified topics to avoid in doing research. As young and newbie researchers, we have to remember to secure our personal safety, the rights of other people, and of course, the legal matters that may be involved as we go along with our research venture. Controversial topics such as mental health issues, drug-related experiences of others may pose a risk to us and to the respondents. Highly technical topics are those which are beyond our mental capacity as students. Too broad, too vague subjects will create problems because we will not have a specific grasp and focus of what we really are trying to study. For instance, you are interested in creating a car which can teleport from one place to another as an answer to the problems on heavy traffic in the city. Are you interested in it? Yes. Are there available resources? Yes. Is it relevant and timely? Yes. But the question is, do you have the personal resources that can sustain your interest in doing the said research? Although topics close to our personal experiences and interests may be appropriate for small-scale research projects, Prieto, Naval, and Carey 2016 emphasized that we must not allow our views, ideas, opinions, and prejudices to cloud our way of thinking and judgment. Research projects must be as objective as possible, which should be free from any of our biases or preferences. The guidelines presented seem easy to remember. But how do we really start with identifying our research topic? How do we really choose a doable and acceptable research topic? Once you have identified your field of interest or subject matter of interest, let us try to narrow down into a research topic. The inverted triangle at the side will tell us what are the processes and steps to be done in order to come up with a narrow topic. We start with our broad subject. Then we try to assess what people or what groups of people are we interested in, what place, what time period, what point of view. So, we combine all these things and come up with a narrow topic. So, we go now to the steps in narrowing down a research topic. The first one is identify the broad subject, or this is your chosen field of interest. Chosen field of interest could be education, or online games, or online selling, or anything that comes to your mind that you are interested in. Once you have identified your chosen field of interest, let us break it down and ask ourselves, who are the people that you are particularly trying to give a focus on? Example could be teenagers, children, senior citizens, parents, and others. Next, ask yourself where. What is the location of your focus of your research? Is it in the city or within a school, in a barangay, in a company, in a region, in a country, or other countries in the world, or we go global? It depends on you, right? Then we ask when or what particular time period you want to have a focus on. For example, of time period before COVID pandemic, during the present time, during lockdown, during World War II, during Rodrigo Duterte's presidency, and so on. And then we ask ourselves, with what? Is there a particular aspect about your broad subject that you would like to focus on? What includes religious beliefs, political issues, uh, teaching styles, learning styles, knowledge or level of awareness, or styles of parenting discipline, among others. To better understand the steps in narrowing down a research topic, I will give specific examples for the 4 strands in senior high school. We are going to start with the ABM strand. After initial investigations with your partner or with your group mates, you have come up with a common field of interest, which is on online marketing strategies. You then try to ask yourself the 4 questions. First, you start with who. So, you identified sellers, buyers, suppliers, teenagers, employees, among others. There are still many, but these are just some of those that I listed. Next, you ask your specific location. You identified international. You want to know about the online marketing strategies employed in different countries of the world. So national, within the Philippines. Regional, within Region 7. City, or in Mandaue City. Barangay, or only those marketing strategies employed by sellers in Labogon, Mandaue City. Then you ask for the period. When is your focus of your study? Is it in the past? Is it changes over the years? Or during the present time? Then you ask for what? What is the focus of your study about online marketing strategies? So your partner identified, is there an impact on the sales of the sellers? Or what online platforms are used in marketing their products? What are the issues they have encountered? What are the legal processes they have undergone to have their business? So after a lot of thinking and meeting with your partners or group mates, you have selected that you will focus on the sellers within the barangay only, during the present times, and specifically, you will want to investigate on the impact on the sales brought about by employing the several marketing strategies online. Hence, you come up with a narrowed topic: the recent impact on the sales of sellers in Labogon brought by online marketing strategies. Isn't it amazing that you were able to come up with a narrowed topic? Let's proceed with the HUMSS strand. So we'd go with the different distant learning modalities in education specifically. With distant learning modalities, your group were able to identify to have a focus on the parents, teachers, principals, officials, students specifically in the elementary, the secondary, and the college students. Where you have decided to have it in Labogon National High School, Mandaue City, North District Schools. You can either have in colleges, universities, in elementary schools, in kindergarten schools, or those in the home schooling setup. When distant learning modalities already has been practiced even before COVID. So you wrote before COVID, during pandemic, during Spanish era, and so on. For the what, you identified quality of learning with distant learning modalities, time management, issues encountered, child discipline, preferred modality, stresses experienced. And so, you have decided that you will focus on the parents in Labogon National High School during pandemic only and their way of disciplining their child. So, you come up with a narrowed topic, which is how do parents discipline their child as Labogon National High School implements the distant learning modalities. Next, let's proceed with the sports strand. Your main subject is about hygiene and sanitation among students in schools. Who? Your focus are the parents, teachers, principals, athletes, students. Where? We have Labogon National High School, Mandaue City, North District Schools, among others. For the when, you decided to have it during pandemic, during Severa Amit, before and after practices, or you may have the daily life of students in class. For the what, you decided to have the toothbrushing or hand washing practices of the students, level of awareness, misconceptions, or you can also have the habits practiced in hygiene and sanitation. After thorough thinking, you have chosen students, Labogon National High School, during pandemic and misconceptions. So, your narrowed topic then will be misconceptions of students in Labogon National High School about hygiene and sanitation during pandemic. So after the 3 examples provided, I think you were able already to grasp how to brainstorm for research topics. Now let's go to the example in the TVL strand, which is services in spa and massage parlors. Who? Massage therapists, customers, owners, and other people that you are interested in. Where? In Mandaue City, Cebu Province, Philippines, International, or even in plaza or in the malls, services in spa and massage parlors. When? You think it is best to study during pandemic, before COVID, or the different changes in the services in spa and massage parlors over time. Lastly, for the what. So you tried to examine the factors considered, improvements made, challenges encountered, and the time of operation in spa and massage parlors. After final thinking as a group, you decided to have the owners in Mandaue City, changes over time, and the improvements made as your chosen factors or terms. So, your narrowed topic is improvements in the services of spa and massage parlors in Mandaue City. If you notice, the narrowed topics that were given in the examples provided earlier are awkward to read or to hear, right? So we have to remember that the narrowed topic does not necessarily mean that it is already the title of the research. The title of the research can be improved as the research progresses. So after the discussions given, let us do a recap before we proceed. In choosing a research topic, there are guidelines to be followed. Can you still remember it? Let's try. First is the researcher must have the interest in the subject matter. Number 2, there must be an available number of resources. Number 3, the topic must be timely and relevant. Number 4, it should be limited to the subject. And lastly, choosing a research topic must be within the personal resources of the researchers. Now, how do we brainstorm for research topic? First, we have to think of a subject or specific area of interest. Second, we have to think of terms and specific areas that we want to focus on, following the who, where, when, and what. Number 3, after thinking, we have to select the terms that we really want to have our focus and combine these terms that we have chosen. Lastly, we can now write down our narrowed topic. So, are you ready to have your turn of this particular endeavor? Your task is to brainstorm for research topics that can be done for this semester. Second, write down the ideas that you have thought about in a piece of paper. And lastly, you have to present your narrowed topic to your research teacher for consultation. You may do this task individually, by pair, or in groups of 3. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so others will also learn. Goodbye!